Hey everybody, this is Corwyn.
And my name's James.
And thanks for listening to This Movie's Gay.
Yeah, we don't say that at the same time, not like those chumps over there at Mostly Speaking Sentai. I'm half chump, baby.
Aren't you like more of like quarter chump because you have like 4 podcasts?
We also say it on What the Hellmouth.
Oh,
so yeah, I'm half chump.
You're half chump. Okay.
Yeah. Guys, the thing about chumps is you gotta hit them. If you see a chump on the street, walk up to him, say, hey, be very cordial about it. You don't want to be a dick. So go up and say like, hey, I'm so sorry. I know you're a chump. And then just like give him a knuckle sandwich.
Are you telling people to like half hit you?
Yeah. So yeah, like
the first time you see James, don't hit him. The second time though, give him a real nice knuckle sandwich.
Or anytime you see me, just kind of put half of your power into it. Unless you're one of those MMA maniacs who don't know how to hold back their powers.
That's when you do it every other time you see James.
MMA people are like Piccolo from Dragon Ball. He can't hold back his own power. Not
Is
like
that a
Goku. Yeah, I believe so. Goku holds his power back.
I haven't seen Dragon Ball Z in so long.
What about Dragon Ball? We own all the seasons.
I
Would you
haven't
like
seen
them?
Dragon Ball in so long.
Hey, 5 seasons and a few movies.
Jeez.
It's more than Community ever got. They wanted 6 seasons in a movie. We only got 6 seasons. Hey, Dan Harmo, where's that guy at the 6th movie? I want 6 seasons and 6 movies.
That's asking for a lot.
Yeah, I'm just like one of those Rick and Morty fans who are just like, why aren't you writing the 3rd season? And it's like, you don't know how TV works, dude. They're not going to start writing it until they're picked up for that other season.
Okay, on to what we actually...
Nicole laughed at Corwyn slamming down my concepts.
Now we're on to what we actually watched this week, which was The Gay and Wondrous Life of Caleb Gallo. We did something a little different this week in that we didn't watch a movie or a TV
felt
show.
Like a movie.
We watched a YouTube series.
Yes.
That felt like a TV show. It's about an hour and a half total. So
it felt like a movie. You said it felt like a TV series.
Yeah,
it was a TV series.
It was a web series.
It was a mini series.
And it felt like a movie.
Yeah.
Just put it all together. And then you're like, oh, okay, I got it.
At first, I was going to say, and we watched Alex Strangelove because of the...
So the reason that I said we should watch that this week, James was unaware of this, but...
Unaware.
One of the actors in The Gay and Wondrous Life of Caleb Gallo is from... Well, he's from this, but he also was in Alex Strangelove because this came before Alex Strangelove.
Yeah, it was Elliot, right?
Yes.
Elliot.
Yes. And if you watch this, it's the character Benicio.
What would happen if 2 ETs touched fingers together?
I have no idea.
Elliot. And they were both completely healthy. There was nothing wrong with them. I don't
babies
know.
Is what Nicole said.
Oh, Nicole
Something
says
about
that's how they get preggers.
Oh my God.
I would think it would just like make them fully rested.
I don't know. I haven't seen E.T. since I was also a small child.
It might like blow out their eyes. Like it's a power overload and their eyes just pop. Or their like fingers like, you know, on Looney Tunes when they would shoot a gun but someone's like finger would be in it and then it would like peel back the gun barrel. It would be that, but their like gross long finger would be peeled back like that. Bone is fine though, so it's just like bloody E.T.
Why are you
skin.
talking about E.T.?
Because of Elliot.
Oh my God.
Do you pay attention to what I'm saying? You're like, pay attention to this fucking movie we're talking about.
Why don't you talk about the give a brief
I'll give a brief rundown of this. We're talking about
show.
Caleb Gallo.
Yes.
Like our friend Caleb that we know.
His last name is not Gallo.
But
we're not going to say
he
his
also,
last name,
like
though.
we said, he was on this show, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he didn't give away his social media or anything.
Oh, God, guys. If you're on a podcast with us, we need to start... if you are not going to give your last name on a podcast, you cannot be our guest because that means we know you will not be promoting our podcast when you're on it.
Promote it.
He made like one link, and on Facebook, you know those links aren't
Caleb
going to anyone.
Stuff. Anyway, Caleb Gallo.
Yes, and our friend Caleb, unlike this Caleb we're talking about, he has a straight and boring life. I made that joke. Does Caleb listen?
Yes.
Yeah, but he lives a straight life.
No?
Yeah, he does. He's just thumbing through Playboy.
Not at all.
He grills at a barbecue.
Never.
What other stereotypical straight things are there? Ooh, he loves feeling the grease on his forehead after working on his hog.
That doesn't sound remotely correct.
Yeah, it does. Wait, for a straight person?
No, for Caleb.
Well, he lives a straight life. So, yes, I'm being correct.
No.
Oh, my God. You don't even know your own friend, Caleb.
I feel like you're very misinformed.
Oh, okay. So a gay man can't act straight. I see how it is. I'm tearing down these walls with a
so distracted.
with a garden.
What?
You know, like one of those garden things that has like 3 claws on it. You know, like your grandma would have one. It's handheld to work in her little garden.
I don't know what those things are called.
I'm just gonna call them garden claws. So, you know, like I'm taking that and just like running the claws down the backs of conformity and stereotypical roles.
I have no idea where James is going with any of this.
That's where I was going.
Okay, the show.
Yeah. Okay, so Caleb, he's just feeling it out in Los Angeles, having a fun old time with his best buds. It's kind of like Friends meets Gay Bed and Breakfast of Terror. And yeah, guys, I'm getting it in every single episode. Yeah, Nicole, it's just, yeah. Nicole, stop talking. No one, you're not mic'd.
Nicole watched this with us.
Yes, Nicole did watch this with us.
She very much enjoyed it.
So Caleb is trying to become a teacher of theatre. And he also has a hubby, as you would say, with someone in England, I think. He's not allowed into the U.S. because he will get deported.
He can't work in the U.S.
Okay, he can't twerk in the U.S. either. Because guess what? If you're on Snapchat Premium, you getting paid for that.
And they're not hubbies yet. They're just
twerk.
They're just dating.
You can have a hubby with a chubby and not be dating. I mean, and not be married.
That's confusing.
Dabbing it. Okay, so I thought I was going to be very low energy on this episode,
you are
but
so high energy.
I'm a mile a minute, baby. That would break the sound barrier. I just broke the sound barrier on a podcast. That's how excited and energetic this boy is. Yeah, I'm a chump and a boy. Half a chump. All 5 fingers. See, this is half of my fingers, Corwyn. I'm holding up 5 of my fingers. I
feel like James had too much sugar or something before he came in today.
I had a sleeve of the red velvet Oreos today.
Oh my God.
But that was a while ago. Then I had a can of beans.
I feel like...
Which one's more energetic, sir?
I feel like something is just... You've gotten some residual energy from something.
Yeah, no.
Maybe it's the show. You were laughing hard that you just like are now completely awake and energetic.
Let's get back to it. So this show, we're following... I was going to say Alex Strangelove. We're following Caleb and his... gang of misfits, which is a redheaded lady, a guy named Billy who's straight, but
the redheaded
also,
lady's name is Karen.
Yeah, Karen. And then straight guy is
Billy.
Like, hey, Billy, let's compare penis sizes. And then we have Lenjamin McButtons, who in each episode, besides the 4th episode, each episode he had like a new thing. First he was bi. And then in the 2nd episode, he said, no, that was a phase. I'm Catholic now. And then in the 3rd episode, he said, no, I'm a rapper now. Listen to this, my new song, which he just says to Karen he said, everybody in the club sucking dick. And which I love. That's something I say, like I would say in normal conversation with Nicole. I like making up rap songs. Like yesterday, I need to do this and put it out. I want to redub every rhyme in one of my song with it'll just be me saying weed. So at the end of every line, or in the middle because I rhyme so much, guys. I need to make like a gay club rap song so then I can like put it at the end, or maybe, hey, that'll be our new theme song. But like the songs that I do now don't really fit our podcast unless it's about Baldur's Gate, baby.
Do you have a rap about Baldur's Gate?
I do have one. No, I do.
Oh my God.
So I have one that's about Diablo 2, just the first disc. It's not about the expansion pack because I didn't want to write a third verse. And it's about me defeating the Primevals. It's called Primevals. It's about like the first verse is Mephisto, and then in the second verse, I say I'm a Flaming Fist affiliate, and I'm talking about Baldur's Gate stuff. Also, smoking that dank ass long bottom leaf from Lord of the Rings. I had a Lord of the Rings class in high school. It was called Modern Mythology. It was split up into quarters, and we read The Hobbit, Fellowship, Two Towers, and Return of the King. Mm-hmm. And I said to my teacher, who was a cool guy, I would not have said this if he wasn't. I was like, that long bottom leaf, it gets you high, right? And then he was like, it's just like tobacco, James. Don't look into it. I was like, okay. I sure do love it.
Don't look into it.
I didn't hear about different strands of tobacco that often, but I know about Blueberry Yum Yum from a Ludacris song, sir. But about this show.
Okay,
then
so Benjamin Buttons, then you have Freckle.
Yes, which hands down best character in this entire show.
There's no descriptor for Freckle that is apt enough. Freckle is Freckle.
So I think I have so many lines written down.
Just
Freckle goes, Tuesday, light me up. That was one of mine.
Almost every single time Freckle was on the screen, James or Nicole was laughing. At one point, Nicole laughed so hard she had to stand up off the couch
and catch her breath. I loved the scene where Freckle is just telling this story about how they met this group of two people, and they say, hey, I went out because I was hearing something outside, and there were these two men, and they were skateboarding. They were doing flips or something. And I laughed so hard that that's this person's description of skateboarding is doing flips or something. Then said, oh, one of them was Asian and the non-Asian one was black. And Caleb goes, you don't need to like explain that. And then says, there's a race problem in LA right now. And Freckle goes, also in the country, it's a racism problem. And this story is diverse. If it was just two white men, that would be racist. And just so funny, Nicole laughed really hard at it. Everything that came out of Freckle's face was great.
That scene is actually how I found this because it was going around Tumblr. So if you're on Tumblr, you've probably seen clips or GIFs from this show.
Watch this show, guys. It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
it's so
YouTube.
good.
You just search it on YouTube, The Gay and Wondrous Life of Caleb Gallo.
I'll put a link in the description to the actors. What's his name?
Brian
Jordan
Alvarez.
Yes. He reminds me, maybe I haven't seen him in anything, but I forget his name, but Ted Mosby from
How I Met Your Mother.
Yes. Like just fashion model version of him, just a stone cold Fox version of Ted Mosby.
Personality-wise, he's not like Ted Mosby at all.
But looks, I'm saying, he reminds me of that.
A vague resemblance.
Well, he's trying to like teach theater, and that seems like something. Ted Mosby's also a teacher of architecture, so kind of.
But yeah, it's a really easy show to find. It's 5 episodes. They're all pretty short, so you can just watch a couple, take a break.
Yeah, they're like 15 to 22 minutes.
Other friends that I've shown this to have had trouble getting into it from just watching the first episode.
Oh, no. The first, right off the bat, the reason why it was hard getting into it is because they introduce every character in one phone conversation, and it's just rapid fire conversation between him and Karen.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, oh, no. It felt like Gilmore Girls dialogue just to introduce characters. You know Gilmore Girls.
I know Gilmore Girls.
Talk so fast.
Usually what I do is I actually show either the intro to the 4th episode, which is the one Freckles telling the story about the boys. Yeah. I think I think I should have written it down so that I know. So like the very first thing that I usually show people is that one, so they kind of get what the show is about, because you see sort of the humor in Freckle telling that story about hooking up with those two guys. Or I show the intro to episode 2, which is where Freckle goes in for the audition.
Yep.
Because come here. Come here, kids. Mama's got a surprise for you. It's just so good. And so I like show that, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, let's watch it. And then I start watching it. But I knew, since I had Nicole and James stuck sitting down watching this show with me, that we would be able to watch all of it all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I didn't do it this time. And it was great.
Oh, yeah. It's just that first scene was a lot. But then we find the English guy, they get married, and that's the plot line. There's some drama in there. Watch it. Fucking watch it, and we're going to talk about it right now.
We're talking about it right now.
Skip to the end?
Okay, go ahead and skip to the end.
Is it pizza? Is it weed?
That was the line.
That made
Freckles
Nicole...
said that was the line that made Nicole stand up and start laughing.
Because Lenjamin, none of that's getting cut, says there's something clearly going on with all of us tonight. Just doing this, about to start this epic monologue. And then Freckles says, is it pizza? Is it weed? And then continues to keep asking people for weed
through the entire episode. It's great. Freckle is amazing. I use, like, anytime I need like a gif of something, I usually find Freckle doing something. I'm pretty sure I've sent you gifs of Freckle before.
Maybe.
How
old is this?
It's a few years. I don't remember what the date was that it has on there.
Oh, I think it was at least 2015, because in one of it said it was like a Tribeca honoree. It was some film festival that said 2015.
At the end of the 4th episode. Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
It felt really new, though.
It's super current, and it's fun because you can see like these actors and things. The guy that plays Caleb, he's in Jane the Virgin. Whenever she's taking like writing classes at the college or going back to school or something like that, he's one of her classmates, and he actually stirs up some drama or whatever. So you see him a few episodes. Okay. Benicio is obviously in some Netflix stuff. He's in
Dr. Strangelove.
Alex Strangelove. And he's also in some weird little teen show on Netflix. I don't know what it's called, but it's some weird little teen
Skins.
No, they're like spies or something. I don't know. I saw like Netflix, you know, when you're scrolling down Netflix and it starts playing things automatically.
Was he the little boy in that spy movie with Girl Who Became Lava Girl?
No, not at all.
Kid Spies?
No.
Why can't I remember the name of this?
It's called Spy Kids.
Spy Kids. Kid Spies.
They both have curly hair, but that has not been. That's not the guy.
Can we get that rumor going though?
So he's in Alex Strangelove is his big thing. The guy that plays Benjamin McButtons, I see him occasionally on some like credit card or financial institute commercial or something like that.
Heck yeah.
It's him and some girl, and they're going out to eat a lot, and then like it's like, oh, spending all your money going out to eat, and they're just like, oh. So it's something about like budgeting and saving, or I don't know. It's something that I've seen them in commercials. I'm like, oh, it's Benjamin McButtons.
It's such a great name.
I love part of the joke. I love whenever it's just such a simple joke to have someone's name. Like they call him Lynn, and then just suddenly out of the blue, they're like, Benjamin. You're not expecting it because you're like, what is Lynn short for? No idea. But did not expect it to be short for Benjamin.
Yeah, they say, oh, Lynn is short for Benjamin McButtons, which is just Benjamin Buttons.
And they do that after, like, there's one point where Lynn's just talking to Caleb, and Caleb's just sitting there, and he just goes, Benjamin? Just like, it's great.
The show's great, guys. The first episode ends with a impromptu shirtless dance party.
Yeah.
And so does like episode 4.
Yeah, they have a couple of shirtless dance parties going on. They got a little bit of drama at the end. It's a good show. Like, it sometimes it depends on who you're with, and their sense of humor and everything. Sometimes it takes a minute to get into it. I know I was sort of like not seeing, but sort of seeing this guy, and I showed him this and he didn't like it. So I was like, oh.
Well, good thing you're not seeing that dullard anymore.
So yeah, it's a great show. Please watch it.
Watch it, guys, or we'll friggin', you're a chump and we'll have to hit you. I can only half hit you though.
Because James himself is half a chump.
Yes,
so he can only hit you with the half that's not a chump.
Yeah. If you are also half a chump, I can only quarter hit you, you know?
Quarter power. Go.
What?
He's just gonna hit you with a quarter.
I thought you were saying like on
power of the quarter.
Yes, that. You know, like Captain Planet. You know. Quarter power.
That's what. As soon as I said it, I thought Captain Planet, and I was like, "That's not what I'm saying," but it's what I said.
That would be a funny sketch of us going around to like a laundromat and we go quarter power and then just like shoot quarters at a laundry machine. Go to a vending machine, quarter power, and it's just like the visual is just right on. It's like close up of the vending machine, and then we just find a way to shoot out quarters in a stream at something.
We also need someone that's a dime, someone that's a nickel, someone that's a penny, someone that's a dollar, a half dollar,
a hay penny.
A hay penny.
Remember that Animaniacs song that's just about the hay penny?
I do not remember that at all.
That's a thing. Animaniacs is something I need to revisit because it is just absurdist comedy, and I love that stuff.
That's sort of what this was, too. And that's why, like, as soon as I was talking about it, you seemed a little hesitant to watch it just because it's not an actual movie, and it's sort of a series of clips, things like that. So you seemed a little hesitant, but I was like, it's absurd as fuck.
Yeah, I loved it.
James and Nicole are gonna love this. So we even like went through and we're looking at other movies, and I was like, don't find anything good because we're gonna watch Caleb Gallo.
Well, also my thing about it is you said it was a comedy and a good comedy. So I'm like, well, like I said last week, I need to make sure I'm writing down questions that relate to this that will drive some conversation, and I have some for you. Can I? Okay, my first.
Oh, God.
Why don't you and I live like this? Why aren't we just hanging out all the time? Like yes, it is. Granted, it's winter time and the times we've been hanging out have been very cold. So in the summertime, we should like go to the beach, clear our heads, and have our redheaded friend call us up and say like, hey, you want to hang? And we'll say, you know we will. Caleb's always changing their hair.
He has literally never changed his hair.
No, his hair color, I mean.
He's literally never changed it.
Yes, he has.
No, he hasn't.
It's been blue before.
No, that was me.
No. Caleb has changed his hair color before. I swear to Gord he has. Gord is a nickname I have for Nicole. She's the only god I need.
Oh, my God.
I swear to her all the time. I say, fuck yeah, girl.
That's not swearing to her, though.
No, I'm literally saying it to her.
Yeah,
I'm swearing to her.
It's a different context.
And then I just bow down on my knees and I say, I'm not worthy to be in your graces. I'm in love with my girlfriend. And someday, my fiance, and someday, my wife. Which goes on to my next question.
What is it?
Can you, TC, Anissa, Courtney, and Monse officiate our wedding?
Only if I can do a hair flip into a prop above me and then sing a song.
And that also leads into my next question. Could you give a sample of how you would officiate our wedding?
Just watch Caleb Gallo and that would be it. Just me badly lip syncing to something.
What song would it be?
Walking in Memphis.
Okay. Because you're from Memphis, Tennessee, baby.
Oh my God.
I do have a question.
I'm going to officially accept that.
Yes.
That off on behalf of all of us.
Okay, I was hoping you were going to say that.
I'm just going to I'm gonna send a message in the group chat and be like, "Hey, we're officiating the wedding."
I'll just make this one of those sound clips that I do, and that's how they'll find out.
You're just like, "Hey, guess what?
This is all you guys now. You're officiating a wedding."
My God. Can you imagine like all of us just standing up?
Yeah, a five-way officiator.
When you mentioned that, Nicole was laughing in the other room.
Yeah, she was.
Oh.
It would. I hope you would then, in like Super Sentai Power Rangers fashion, just like link all together and become one officiator. Nicole, draw it up. That's a mostly speaking Sentai reference, but I'm pretty sure I've said it on every podcast I've done. I have another question.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me out with this. What is a visual artist?
I don't know.
I think it's just someone who works with visual art.
I feel like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. That can go into many different things. I feel like because
Which could also be a fashion model.
Yeah.
Hey.
Just any sort of art that deals with visual. I feel like I don't know. It's that character's really funny because there's just like they're refusing to say that they're a fashion model and they're just like, I'm a visual artist.
Yeah. So like a good piece of ham bone, that could be a visual art.
No, whenever I hear visual artist, I'm thinking of something in like the Museum of Contemporary Art or like something like that. It's usually what I think of, but I have no idea. We should like Google this.
What about?
I can't because my phone is dead.
Yeah. What about someone slipping on a banana peel? Is that visual art?
I have no idea.
Hey.
If you know what visual art is, please tweet at us
Nicole,
what visual art is.
Find a banana peel. Corwyn slipping on one.
Nicole, what is visual art?
Nicole, what is a banana peel? Nicole, what is slipping on? Nicole said graphic designer maybe. Nicole, Google banana peel. Thank you.
She's not going to do any of that.
Yeah, she's too busy drawing, I think, a Crumb Bums comic. And then I have one more question. Why don't we show each other our peens?
I can officially say that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen
Corwyn won't
at all.
even comment if I'm ugly or not.
Will not be happening.
Corwyn said, no. I think it was maybe episode...
No.
It was one with just us, so it might have been episode 2, episode 6. No, 6 we had a guest. Episode 7. I asked you if I were like a dime or something. There was a movie where they were talking about like a rating scale of attractiveness, and I asked if I even made the cut. I could find this note.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I was trying on What the Hellmouth. I was going to tell you before the podcast, but wanted to tell it on the pod. I was looking back on my notes for What the Hellmouth, and I write notes in all the same things. I either need to start color coding it or putting it on the top of what podcast this is from so I can find notes better. And I was like, he has really big nipples. What would that even be for? What? And then like it clicked in my head, oh, that was Vampire Boys. One of them had very large nipples.
I do remember you talking about that at one point, and I was like, we're not body shaming people, James.
No, I wasn't shaming him. He's just got them, like, you could put a whole mouth on it, you know?
Why did you say it like that?
Any nipple you could put a mouth on, but the whole mouth.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'm not gonna look back at these. Who cares what podcast? Hey, if you know, tweet at us. This movie's gay. Yeah, we got that handle. I was surprised.
I don't remember you saying anything about penises.
No, a rate like how hot people are.
Oh.
And I asked you if I was whatever their rating scale was, and you said not going there.
Not going there.
No, James.
I vaguely recall this. I vaguely
It's burned
recall
into
it.
my mind because it definitely didn't help my body dysmorphia.
I'm just like, I'm not going to rate my friends' attractiveness. I'm going to say that all of my friends are attractive is what I say.
Wait, then why did you could have at least said that? I would have been fine with that. Oh boy. Oh boy. let me see if I had any more
More questions?
And the discussion records. There was a rapper who misspelled discussion on their MySpace page for it was end of discussion records.
Uh-huh.
And my friends, I was friends with this person, and then my other group of friends made fun of that so much. They would always say, end of discussion records, because that's how they spelled it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really bad.
It's before that was...
No, there was probably a red squiggly line underneath.
This is before people paid more attention to spell check.
It was MySpace.
Was there a spell check on MySpace's thing? Because didn't you have to edit it through like HTML code, so there wouldn't be any like...
No, this was like on their front page, so that was you typing it in on just like, hey, what's your name? Where do you live? It like their form that you fill out.
Oh.
If you wanted to do fancy stuff, though, that was HTML code.
Yeah, I know. I did fancy things. I don't remember the form. I don't remember most of MySpace, to be quite honest.
I spent so much time on MySpace.
I'm pretty sure mine had a song that played automatically.
Me too. It was probably one of my own songs.
Now it's like, don't do it.
MySpace, we miss you. We miss you.
It still exists.
Yeah. I've been thinking about putting songs on there. I did recently. I put Americana, my last, the CD that came out in 2015. I put all those songs on there.
This is why no one's listening. You need to be on SoundCloud.
I am on SoundCloud too, and still no one's listening. Except on Facebook. Facebook people pay attention.
It just plays automatically, and they're like, oh, well, it's already playing. So.
And they comment on it. They say, whoa, we love this visual, this moving video. That's why it's on the top of your feed. James, you're beating the algorithm. Except YouTube's algorithm, no one knows. No one knows. That's why we had to search. We had to search for this. It didn't just show up on our screen. It should know that this movie's gay, want to watch gay movies. Let's see what else. I didn't have a lot of notes.
You just had funny quotes from Freckle.
Yeah, I did put down, did they blow job, which we find out they did.
Caleb Gallo gives a blowjob to Billy, the straight one. It's right after Caleb agreed to be monogamous with Benicio. And that's what blows up in the end after Caleb and Benicio get married.
I bet that dick done
because
blew
Benicio
up.
is going to get deported.
And hey, Ice, get the fuck out of here. I loved where they're making out in the car. It's Karen and Billy. And then Billy starts holding Caleb's hand.
Sitting in
and
the front.
he goes, I love you, brother. Their relationship.
There's just like a lot of weird relationships in this. And it's great. It's complex and great.
Their three-way cuddle reminded me of how Nicole, Frank, and I sleep together. Where you're always doing a three-way cuddle. Unless the worst is when Frank is the meat of the sandwich.
I was like, is Frank always in the middle?
Yeah, he likes to be. One time, Nicole and I were just straight up cuddling. And
Nicole's just laughing.
Like I was Big Spoon, she was Little Spoon. And then we hear Frank's little clicky-clacky claws trotting along our hardwood floors. He hops up. He always sounds in pain when he hops up to things because he goes, "Rrr!" And
oh my God.
Then instead of just like going to the side of Nicole or like laying down at our feet, he climbs up and like tries to like wedge himself in the middle of our cuddle. And then we fall asleep like that. And it had to have been an hour at least that I woke up to him like crawling down. So he stayed just like wedged in this crack between us. And then he said, I'm going at the foot of the bed. He's a weirdo, guys. Check out Crumb Bum's comic. I never plugged that. Nicole and I do a web comic.
It's cute. It's a cute little comic. You should
draws
check it out.
I write it. And also Nicole edits my ramblings into something that fits into a speech bubble.
Edit those ramblings. That was like the beginning of this podcast.
Hey, guess what?
The beginning of this episode was ramblings.
But Corwyn can't edit these ramblings.
I can't edit the ramblings.
And I don't either because they're fucking gold, baby.
Instead, James just goes through and gets rid of all my
What?
up until 45 minutes. And then
Hey.
after that, he's like, whatever.
I've been more relaxed with him. For longer episodes. If we get to like an hour 15, I say, like I've told you before, I go, 75% of what the episode is going to be. That's when I stop removing them.
Try to be more conscientious
You've been great with
of
it.
that. I know I had a couple earlier.
Yeah, but who
You
cares?
might not hear them because James has probably edited them out.
Edit. Can you help me make like a gay club rap song?
Is it just
Gay
gonna...
friendly.
Is it... I mean, I can listen to it and be like, no, James.
I guess all I would need to do is just make, which, oh God, it's going to be so hard, major key. Ugh. I don't make any beats in major key. It needs to be minor. Major, I'm not in the goddamn military. Get out of here, Major.
I don't know what... I actually do know what some of that means, but I just...
You know, at least...
For the humor of it, I want to say I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, you don't know any musical artists, but for some reason you know music theory. It's very weird.
I took voice lessons.
Yeah, it's weird. It would be like someone learning how to put a car together but never drives them.
I'm sure people like that exist.
Or put them together, just the inside of the car, but does not know does not know what a car looks like afterwards.
I feel like it's more like they have the frame, they just don't put anything in the car.
Or no, this is actually a better analogy. They can put together and fix any car, but they do not know make and model. They could not tell you like, oh, that's a Volkswagen Beetle 2003 slug bug. Ooh, hey, if you're getting slug bugged, guess what? You's also a chump.
I've played that game in the past year, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
You ever play sex? It's when there's only one headlight going, and then if you say sex, the other person in the car has to remove an item of clothing. My mom hated when I tried to play that. I'm kidding. That went too far even for me.
I didn't know that.
It's a dumb game.
I know there's a game similar to that I played in high school, but you have to like hit the ceiling of the car or something like that. I don't know. When you see the headlight and then the person that doesn't hit the ceiling has to take off an article of clothing.
Oh man, how naked did they get?
Completely naked.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we just completely owned this one guy.
Why aren't we living like that, Corwyn?
Because those were my high school days.
Yeah, and guess what? We now have money.
No. No.
It's like we're living for the future instead of for the now. I need to start being a little more irresponsible. I'm kidding. I will not be irresponsible with my money, guys.
I'm spending my money on furthering my career.
Me too.
Is what I'm doing.
It's what we're doing right now.
Yes.
Corwyn, we got to get you in some plays and some TV ad spots.
I'm taking classes soon, so
for
I'll be doing
voice
classes.
acting.
Yes. Voiceover acting classes.
You have mouse down.
The one thing you've heard me do, mouse. And it wasn't even like mouse. It was just me talking. It was just me acting like normally, but more
trying to appease someone, which I've never seen you do in real life.
James has never seen me try to appease anyone in real life.
You're like, I don't need to please anyone.
James has seen me. James has been my coworker. James has seen me talking to like
managers,
other coworkers or managers,
VPs
and I'm just like,
of a company.
Hello.
And you're like, I don't give a shit.
This is what we're doing. Thank you.
You just lay some papers down and say, I really don't give a shit, guys.
I don't say I don't. I usually give too many shits.
You're like, my shit's done. I don't give a fuck about your stuff.
Yeah, I've gotten my stuff done. What about you? Why aren't you done? Come on. Get it together.
You're just like, I've pleased myself in this situation. I please myself all the time, babies. What was I going to call our fans?
I don't know.
I could have swore I came up with one. I think maybe I did like moviegoers, or It was something dumb, I think.
Was this in your head?
Oh God, I hope not. No, I swear to God, you wipe what we talk about on this show.
I do. As soon as I leave, I'm like, oh, no idea what I just said.
I probably would too if I wasn't editing things.
I mean, I listen to it and then I remember. So I usually listen to it whenever you send it to me.
Yeah. I've been a little lax on doing that because
last time I didn't get it, so I was just like, I guess what? I'll just listen to it on Spotify.
Yes, we need
like
those
everyone
listens.
else.
Guys, please tell a friend about this podcast.
Tell a friend, tweet it out,
please,
Facebook
please,
it out.
We'll be so
put it on Tumblr, put it on Twitter.
We'll even, if you become one of our biggest fans, like C, we believe that's how we pronounce your name. Marshland Media's biggest fan, guys. Whoop, whoop.
We love them.
They love I'll Get There. This movie's gay. What the Hellmouth, and mostly Speaking Sentai. We have a siren going on in the back. Do we ever talk about Mason Ocharzak on this podcast?
No.
Are you familiar with who that is?
No.
Okay. Well, he started listening to our podcasts and it made everyone else nervous because he's the reason why I have body dysmorphia, because in the 6th grade, I saw him skateboard without a shirt on. And I said, that's how my body should look like. So now it's carried over into adult life to
Sorry,
be like,
that sucks.
Yeah. So now I think my body should look like his body, which is in my mind is still technically a 12-year-old boy's body. It's unobtainable, but it became such a recurring thing on Mostly Speaking Sentai. I'll Get There. We talked about it for a good 30 minutes and just laughed about it. And TC sexualizes Mason a lot on What the Hellmouth.
That's who you're talking about. Y'all talked about it in the group chat, and I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I can't believe you don't know about this.
So like, what?
It got to the point where another podcast that I produce that I'm not affiliated, like I'm not on.
Yeah.
The Kitchen Sink, it's the Hit It and Crit It guys. They started talking about Mason, and I said, oh, fuck. I need to now, like, it is time that I need to message him because it's now branching into podcasts that I'm not a co-host on.
Just going to be listening to something and be like, why the fuck are they talking about me?
Mason Ocharzak of the band Of All We Cherish. I do need to start, anytime anyone brings him up, I need to say, hey, you should check out his band. So then it's not just us bringing up someone from my high school.
Oh my God.
Who, you want to know what? I think he was someone when I made out with that guy to make out with a girl.
What?
In the 6th grade, I did this. And I thought you knew about this too.
This is the podcast you should have been talking about that on.
And then everyone started calling me the F word. I don't think Mason did. I know for a fact Scott George didn't. He was just the best person in that situation because for a year, everyone did, all the cool kids were very mean to me, especially one kid that I don't even want to give him the time of day. Except one time, I wish I could go back in time. This scenario goes back in my head. I was very into Satanism, like in satanic imagery. I'm still into satanic imagery. But this dude was super into Bob Marley. And I wish I could go back in time and say this comeback. He said, Satanism's stupid. And I wish I could go back and say, so is Salancion stupid? Because he had white dreadlocks and
the fuck?
And was super into Bob Marley and weed. Salancia is the Bob Marley's religion that he did.
I don't know anything about any of that.
Yeah.
So that I am completely clueless on. No idea any of it.
But yeah, Scott George, he was super friendly to me. He said, hey, dude, if this isn't 6th grade, so 2004, he said, hey, if you're gay, I'm totally fine with that. So Scott George, if you're listening, thanks. And then I was very nice to him when he ate out Amber when she was on her period in a shower at a party. And I said, hey guys, that's totally fine. What up, guys? I'm the Enigma.
God.
On What the Hellmouth, I started calling, because on a podcast I recorded for TC, that another podcast, like people came over to record. TC said, I wish I could be a gentleman, but no one's ever going to call me that. So then we recorded a What the Hellmouth, and I said, hey guys, I have new names for us. My name's James the Enigma. That's Anissa the Stifler, and TC the Gentleman.
Aww.
And then Anissa's always trying to stifle, or some might say, keep us on topic.
Like I try to do sometimes.
You've
Not
given
always.
up. You've given up.
I didn't give up. It's fun talking about other things too. And I've had friends say, like my friend Shakira, when I first told her about the podcast, she's one of the people that I visited in New York.
And you know where everything is. You're like,
know where nothing is.
I love being on the corner. There's a nice deli on the corner of First and Broadway. You have to try the bagels there.
I don't know where that is.
I saw Pizza Rat while I was there. Pizza Rat's dead now, dude. He has to be.
None of that happened. Anyway, my friend Shakira was talking about the podcast, and she said she loves whenever we go off topic and stuff, and my friend Matt and all of them. It's because I don't like listening to just people rehashing the plot line of a thing. Unless you're super intelligent about it, like you know who is the boom operator, and you know what, like, oh, they really brought this to the movie because they worked on this movie and their experience there really helped mold the soundscape for this movie. No, we're just occasionally we do go into a little bit of that, just as far as like the actual themes and how that's affecting the movie and how that translates to what's going on in real life.
Yeah.
Currently, just mostly politically, but socially as well. We do that occasionally.
Can I just want to go back to one thing. Does this argument stand? Is it not super straight to say, hey, I will make out with a dude to make out with this girl I really like?
I feel like that is some...
I'm just trying to do anything
I feel like
to
that's
get...
some sitcom logic. Like...
That was my logic in 6th grade. When people were calling me the F word, I was saying, no, do you understand this is extremely straight because I'd do anything to lock lips with a cutie who is a female.
I feel like
can I tell you another really I believe this is that guy I made out with. Oh wait, no, I won't say it. Never mind.
What?
I was going to okay, well that guy that I made out with was found in Muskegon, I believe.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's right. His family, I think, was super Christian and maybe he committed no, I don't know any full details about this, but
James.
Yeah, he was also a police officer showed up at my door one day and I was like, and this was like a year after, finally, people had stopped remembering about this whole situation where I made out with this dude to make out with Jamie Styles. And a police officer said hey, we're investigating I think it was a sexual assault thing about, or a stalker thing about this dude that I made out with. And someone who they were talking to also said hey, you should talk to James McCullum. And I said, no, I only had one experience with this person. I have I can't give you any, I think they were trying to find either more evidence of other people he might be harassing or just to build a character case around him. And I said, no, I kissed him and he bit my lip. But then I got to make out with Jamie Styles.
Oh my God.
I won't give that.
That is some drama.
Yeah.
That's legit some Pretty Little Liars.
Oh, yeah.
What world do you live in?
Guys, I apologize anyone who's listening. If he didn't, I apologize. And I apologize for slightly insinuating things that his family might have done to make him repress his feelings and sexuality that could have led to his death. I apologize for that as well.
That's a different movie.
Hey, that's Monster
that was
Pies.
Monster Pies.
Yes.
Oh my
crying
God.
real loud. Hey, he could have, no, I'm so sorry, Corwyn.
Don't.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Jesus Christ.
That's saying bye-bye to our guest, not bye-bye to person who could have been
Oh my God.
I am,
Why did I ask for this?
I'm just bad today.
Back to the show.
Well, hey guys, we're done now.
I mean, pretty much. I love the sister character, Tatiana.
Oh
You
my
didn't
God,
even mention
yes.
her.
She's
you didn't
so
mention
good.
her at all.
Hey, Nicole, do you want to say anything about this movie real quick? She said, "Sure, guys." She has a tablet on her thighs right now, I bet, and she needs to put that over.
Say it like that.
Because on her lap. I'm so sorry. That's a better term for that.
Tatiana was great. Tatiana is the sister. We find out that Caleb and Tatiana are both adopted and that she used to be an actor, but she's currently a shaman.
Yeah.
And she helps Benjamin McButtons with his monologue.
I do.
In the most hilarious way.
Here's Nicole here to give a mile a minute synopsis of whatever she wants. You're not going to be able to talk into the... Nicole's trying to sit on my lap. Here you go.
You should just be like Benjamin McButtons saying, "This is a small seat. It's a small seat."
Hi, it's me. I don't know. I really loved it, and I feel like I resonate with all of the characters.
Yes.
Like, they're just so insane. So many times I was like, what is happening right now? But like
Literally screaming
loving
that
it
out.
at the same time. It was so great.
Thank you, Nicole. We got a guest.
For a couple seconds.
Oh yeah, woogity woogity. Do you have any more notes? I just love this show. I didn't have a lot of notes. Friggin' watch it, guys.
We also missed the characters about Caleb's advisors.
Oh, yeah.
Who are in a throuple.
Yes.
And then there's it's a very long they give a very long description of what it is, and he's like, "What does that mean?" And they go, "Well, he's in a relationship with us, but we don't have sex with him as often as we have sex with each other."
Yeah.
But he's in this relationship.
And he's like very obviously like passive about it and like wants to have sex, but the other two are just like very strong-willed women, which is also like why I love them, because it was just like their entrance into the last episode was just both of them like yelling, "Shut up, I love you," and like I was just like, oh my God, this is fucking perfect.
There's just a lot of different characters, and there's a lot of characterization in the it seems like a project that some friends just did together, some actor friends, and it just turned out beautifully.
Yeah.
And there should be more of those. Everyone,
guys.
You have friends. Go out, make some films, do some things.
Yeah, we still got to write ours.
We're gonna write ours.
All right, Corwyn, where can we find you? What do you got to plug?
Oh my God. This was so quick. We talked about so many things. Find me on Twitter or Instagram or anything. Just it's my name with ING at the end, which is Corwynning. So that's where I am. Also, check out my theater company, Saltbox Theatre Collective. All the information about them is on the links, like always. We're doing a show at the end of summer, probably.
Yeah.
So check us out, get tickets, all of that. We'll have more information for that in a later episode.
Get it? Hey guys, we have a website. It's www.marshlandmedia.wixsite.com/MLM pod. You have to put in all of that in order to get to our website. So we're trying to raise money to get a domain name, a real one. And if you go to that link in the description, you can go. There's a donate tab. It's through PayPal. We'll give you a shout out on this podcast to let you know. And guess what? People have donated. 2 people specifically, and 1 person even donated twice. First, Steve F. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Steve F.
You can find them on Twitter at HitPeopleGuy. It's how it's spelled. And Power Playthrough, they donated some money to us as well. They're a great Power Rangers / Super Sentai podcast. Find them wherever you're listening to that.
Thank you, Power Playthrough.
Yeah, Power Playthrough. And on Twitter, they're P Playthrough, or as Nicole says it, Pee-Pee Laythrough. And then, speaking of our podcasts, or more podcasts, listen to Mostly Speaking Sentai with Nicole and I. We're talking about the source material for Power Rangers. It's a super fun show. Listen to the episode Corwyn was on.
I was on.
It's very good.
Something in the Corwyn kick.
Demon with the
Corwyn kick. Yeah.
Listen to I'll Get There. Currently, it's Courtney Monse and I. We just bullshit for like an hour and a half. We've been reading a fan fiction for Harry Potter called My Immortal. It's batshit crazy with Corey King from Hit It and Crit It. It's very fun. And then What the Hellmouth with TC and Anissa and myself. It's fantastic. And check out my rap music, Marshland Monster. That's it for me, baby. Also, Crumbums Comic on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr. Find us. It's Talking Cat comic about Nicole, myself, and Franklin, our cat, and we're doing fun stuff.
It's a beautiful comic. Please check it out.
Yeah.
Please
pastel
assist
coloring.
us in getting a website if you can.
Yes. Even $1. You can go as low as 50 cents. That's not my fault. That's PayPal's fault.
We'll give you a shout out if you want one. If
Yeah.
you don't want one, just let us know and we won't shout you out.
We do need $132 for both the domain name and Wix's premium service. We get a free domain name for a year with that premium service. If you donate the entire $132, I'll write you a rap song about literally anything that isn't problematic. I'm not talking racism. I'm not talking sexism. And you better believe I'm not talking about eating avocados.
Jeez, avocado.
Yeah, that's problematic. I think I should have went with like walnuts because they take up a lot of water in California. That's problematic. All right, but I've been James.
I've been Corwyn.
Bye. Bye. See you guys. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCullum. For more content, please visit mlmpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today.